Today we're diving into the topic of AI chatbots that, well, let's face it, we're all obsessed with. Right, Lou? You're practically married to ChatGPT, aren't you? Come on, spill the beans. How's it running your life?
Oh, yeah, you got me.
Yeah, I lean on ChatGPT pretty hard.
I knew it.
Well, first of all, I think it's pretty much replaced all of my online search needs,
Okay.
with the exception of online shopping maybe, but if you really think about it, that's already pretty significant in and of itself.
Right.
Of course, it's not just for online search. Last night, for instance, I was having some hardware issues with one of my computers. Basically, I was trying to replace some parts, but I got stuck at some point during the process. Now, before AI, I would normally turn to online communities for help. But the thing is, you have to wait until someone reads and comments on your post. And not everybody is guaranteed to give you good information as well.
Of course.
But last night, all I had to do was take a few photos on my phone and share them with ChatGPT, and it instantly recognized exactly the issue that I was having. And it was able to provide very detailed and immediate solutions.
Wow.
And I got the thing fixed. So it was like having a personal tech support right next to me. Wow, so it's like access to information on another level. Literally. Yeah. It's made it so that we can do things just so much faster.
Right.
But that speed upgrade is so big that it actually feels like we've all gained some superpower. Well, it's really not that far off now, is it? Because you know what they say, time is money. Oh, absolutely. It's saving people money literally.
Yeah.
You can give a chatbot some information about yourself and it'll put together a workout plan, a diet plan, a travel itinerary. Hell, it could even give you a rough medical diagnosis based on your symptoms. And most of what you just mentioned there, those were the kind of things that you likely would have had to pay for before we had all this access to AI, right? That's right. Either pay for or spend hours on. You know, apart from early adopters and, I don't know, AI tinkerers like yourself, I feel like the majority is still not even tapping into 10% of its full potential. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. 10% might even be too generous. I first started noticing this when I was talking to my vet a while back.
Okay.
And he was telling me about his daughter, about how she was attending a school in the U.S. and that she was having some problem keeping up with some of the subjects in school because English wasn't her first language.
Right.
And he asked me if I had any advice. And the very first thing that came to mind was using a chatbot to summarize their textbook or their learning material. Because that's exactly what I would have done.
Right.
But before I even got to the really good part, like, you know, not only using chatbot to summarize the textbook, but also using it to come up with like quizzes and even full mock tests, which is definitely something you can do.
Of course.
He had this confused look and he looked at me and said, "It can do that?" Oh, he didn't even think of using a chatbot for something like that? No. And when I told him about the rest, he just kind of stood there in disbelief. But the thing that really got me was the fact that all this hadn't even occurred to his daughter to try. Oh, even some young people out there are struggling to adapt. That really goes to show just how big of a leap this is in technology. I think that's why there are people raising concerns about this as well. Oh, you mean like when it's used with malicious intent? Well, there's always that too, but the disparity that it creates. The fact that there are people getting so far ahead using this tool, while the other half just sit and watch as their world changes into something that they don't even know how to function in, you know what I mean? Oh, I see. So you're talking about the digital divide. Right, the digital divide. I mean, the world, for some reason, has become more torn apart than ever, which is probably a whole other topic we can talk about on its own. But now you add AI to the mix. And sure, it brings a lot of good, but it's bound to leave a lot of people feeling very behind. You know, this reminds me of something that I read online a few weeks ago. It was about a community of people that reject the use of not only chatbots, but AI in general. They say that it goes against the very idea of what it means to be human, that it gives people yet another reason to avoid real human contact and social activities. You know, I'm not at all surprised. There's always been a good amount of pushback in the face of any technological advancement, and I can certainly relate to the sentiment. Believe me, if it were up to me, I would like nothing more than to put a halt to this whole push for AI. But the reality is it's a very small minority. And it looks like AI is here to stay. And it's only going to get more sophisticated, more integrated.
Right.
But actually, there's something else that really keeps me up at night.
Uh-oh.
I'm afraid to ask. What is it? You know how we talked about that the majority is only scratching the surface of AI?
Mm-hmm.
No one knows the full potential? Right. Which means no one is in control. Like a beast that is capable of wreaking havoc, but no one can tame it. Exactly. The entire world right now is so caught up in the power grab game, but nobody has the wisdom to wield it. Like a group of chimps fighting over the biggest stick, but they don't realize the biggest stick is actually a machine gun. Well, I've always thought of it as everyone fighting over the Infinity Gauntlet, but without the power or wisdom to use it properly. But that's one way to frame it, I guess. Like a bunch of drunk teenagers fighting over a magic lamp. All right, would you stop with the analogies? I think they get it.
Okay.
All right, of course, right. So, the rise of AI, folks, artificial intelligence. Just look around you. It's not going anywhere. It's showing no signs of slowing down. It's only going to get bigger and become a bigger part of our lives. We would love to hear from you, the viewers. Are we just being paranoid here? Is it nothing more than just another technological tool like the smartphone? Or is it the beginning of something more? Perhaps something that we're not ready for. How has AI affected your life? And how do you think it will shape our future?